Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Greg Marshall, and today I want to go over. I was speaking with a client yesterday. I was doing a training call with them, and we were kind of going over all of the marketing, Google ads, Facebook ads, YouTube ads, all of the campaigns that are working well for them. And they're like, okay, this is going really well. And they're looking for, they asked a question. They were like, well, how do we make this more systematic? So I started asking them, okay, so what do you have in place now? And what we realized, and I assumed they had it because this is a very successful business already, is I assumed that they had organized structure within their CRM system and all of the follow-up systems that they have in their business. And as we started talking, I soon realized they didn't. And I was showing them all the tips and tools and tricks that you can use when it comes to softwares and automations and things like that. And one of the things I want to talk about today is the importance of making systems. So here's something that I hear a lot, especially when it's like someone's like a really good technician, or like, they're like a physical therapist or a personal trainer or something like that. What ends up happening is when they have no business, they advertise, they market, they do this and they do that. And then they get busy, and then the marketing and advertising stops, and then things slow down, and then they have to do it again, and they have to start and stop over and over again. And the reason for that is because they're doing the right marketing activities, right? As far as reaching out, drumming up business, talking to people, presenting and all that, but they're not making marketing systems, which is the key. The key is you got to make marketing systems. If you do not make marketing systems, you're not going to be able to have a predictable machine worth of leads and sales. And that's what most business owners want. And if you have a product that people like and want, you too can have this system. It's just that you have to think about it. So I want to share a couple little things that you can be thinking about. Using tools like AI and Zapier and Opus and just other tools that can help you do what you're already doing, but do a whole lot more of it, a whole lot faster, right? This is where I believe AI really helps take businesses to the next level. Is not necessary, and yes, it can help with creativity, but it really helps with productivity. But first, what you have to actually do is take the time to go, what tasks do I do all the time that they're repetitive, but they are essential to the business, but they also are a time suck, right? Once you figure those out, you should get a pen and paper, write all of those things down, right? And then start talking about, all right, I want to automate this process, then this process, then this process, and what this will do. And by the way, I kind of talked about this really harms like individually, like a chiropractor or a personal trainer or a coach or someone like that. But the example that I was giving you with the company I was talking about is not that. They actually have a full team, full staff, full inventory. So even businesses that have multiple people on their staff doing all of these tasks are not executing at this level. I've been shocked with some of the companies that I've talked to that do not have a systematic approach to their marketing. They do not have email automations. They do not have text message automations. They do not have offline events uploading data. They do not have a sufficient follow-up system. They do not have a system that tells them what are their opt-in rates, their close rates, how often are people opening things, what, tagging people, what list should they be on. They're missing all of that. And so what happens is that causes this. That causes the inconsistency of revenue, right? And the best part, the good news is, if you're a business already succeeding, you're probably not doing all these 100%. And if you just implement these right now, you can start generating more revenue without spending another dollar, right? I mean, this is just about building internal systems so that it always works. The other benefit is this. It lowers the anxiety. It lowers your anxiety to know, hey, I have a marketing system, so when I'm investing money into whatever channels or platforms that I'm doing, I'm going to get a return, and I'm not going to let anything fall through the cracks. Because a huge mistake when it comes to lead generation, marketing, and sales is it's almost across the board of businesses, it's almost like they take leads and clicks and views for granted, and they just keep looking for like new clicks, new views, but they don't have a sufficient enough system to convert the ones they're already getting, right? And that's where that's where a lot of the money is going to be found, is having a successful system that can follow up with these leads so that it's always working, whether you're awake, whether you're asleep, whether you're on vacation. Doesn't matter. You just want to make sure that you have these systems in place so that you don't have to worry about, man, why does this month do so well and the next month not do so well? And so make sure you have your email automations in place, text message, your Facebook ads, your YouTube ads, your retargeting ads. You have to do a whole lot more than what you think you have to do when it comes to follow-up, because the fear a lot of businesses have is, well, I don't want to annoy my list, or I don't want to annoy my customer. Your customers don't even remember what ad they just saw 2 seconds ago or what email. That you're making the assumption that every customer is just sitting in their house waiting for your email or your text or your ad before they do anything, right? I mean, there's no way they're thinking that. So they don't even remember what they just saw. Therefore, you shouldn't worry about that. You should actually be thinking about, how can I contact them a whole lot more often than I currently do? And you'll be shocked. You will not have as many people than you think saying, hey, you're doing too much, or that's too much, you got to slow it down. Instead, what you'll notice is you get more inquiries. You get more people asking to do more business with you. You get people that really are, you're staying top of mind in front of these people. And because you're staying top of mind, when maybe they're not ready today, but they'll be ready next month or 2 months, and then they call you, right? So that's how you need to build your marketing machines. And you got to use AI to help you. I mean, you could use AI to help you research competitors, research yourself, create negative keyword lists. You can have it help you create placements you shouldn't put your ads in front of, what type of statistics you should expect. There is so much that you can use AI for, how to help you make better copy, and check. We have a video on the channel that talks about how to prompt AI correctly. And there's just a lot of companies just aren't utilizing it in this way, right? They're using AI on a very surface level where they're not really going in depth on thinking like, how can I use AI to help me do more of what's already succeeding so that I can succeed faster and easier, right? Because it's a lot of work to have to keep all of this stuff in your head, and we kind of do it like this and then we do it like that, and that's kind of the vibe that I get when I'm speaking with businesses, is they're not implementing this. Any business that I have met with that was not implementing this, and then we did, they're suddenly like, oh my goodness, thank you so much for helping us figure this out, because they didn't even realize that you can do all this stuff and make their lives a whole lot easier, right? And if you can make their lives a whole lot easier, and I'm talking about your life and your staff's life and your customers' lives, then everything works a whole lot smoother. So you want to just make sure that you're keeping systems thinking in place when you're growing your business. Even no matter how big or small, you should be thinking about right out the gate, not how do I do all the work, but how can I create a system that can do more of the same work I'm already doing. And one thing that used to get me caught up back in the day was like feeling like that's lazy, right? Like to go, I'm going to figure out a system where I do not have to do all this all the time. And I would actually feel guilty, like, oh, I'm just being lazy. I'm not really taking my business serious. And so I would get back in and do the things one-to-one. And it wasn't until I started really testing it and seeing like, hey, look at all of these things that I'm accomplishing by having systematic thinking, right? Having a team, having AI platforms in place, having automations in place, thinking through sequences. If they see this, what do they see next? And what do they see next? Having a tagging system, having an onboarding system, having a communication system with your team and your staff. These are all systems that if you invest in them, that's like the big secret, right? Most businesses think they just need more marketing. Yes, they do. But that marketing is going to do nothing for you, or at least not hit the potential that it actually could if you had systems in place. And so that's what I want to go ahead and just really recommend to you guys is if you're a business owner and you're really trying to grow your business, and you're like, oh, I need to market, or I need to do that. I need to be on Instagram. I need to be on Facebook. I need to be on YouTube, right? Those are all correct. But while you're doing it, simultaneously build a system from start to finish. I promise you, if you do that, you will see tremendous results from your investments because it's more systematic. It's more automated. You want to remove human feeling and error as much as possible when you're building these systems, right? You don't want it to be like, hey, if I'm tired, is this still gonna happen? If my team is sick or on vacation, is this still gonna happen? You want to have these systems all built in place so that it happens no matter what. Because we're human beings and we do things, and sometimes we're not in the mood, or we're tired, or we forget, or we get busy, or any of that. So what you want to do is sit down, think about it, write all of your systems on a piece of paper, document them, so then you can go ahead and start using them in your business day to day. And I'm telling you right now, this tip alone can transform your business into something bigger and better, right? And you'll be able to have more free time if you're going through this thought process of every action that I do that gets me good results, and I do it all the time. If I make a system for it, how big can this get? How much faster can we do things? And most importantly, if you're like me, how much more time can I save so I can use that time maybe to spend more time with my family, my friends, go golfing, watch sports, just have a good time, have less stress. These are all ways that you can use systems to help you accomplish all the other things, so you do not feel like you are a prisoner to your own business. So hopefully today's video got you to realize I am huge on systems. I think you should be thinking about systems. And if you're doing marketing, you should also be implementing marketing systems and fulfillment systems over and over again, and never stopping as far as optimizing and making them strong. Because trust me, it's one of the best things personally that I've ever done, because it freed up so much more time. It allows you to think more creatively, and you do not feel trapped. And guess what? Your team, the staff, people that are working with you, they also love it too, because it also helps them be more systematic and automated, and not, running around with a chicken with his head cut off. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment, like, comment, share, subscribe to all that, and talk to you guys later.